about 2 minutes away from a round 3 match in this year's VP4 Straight Pool World Championship, race to 200. It's between Mr.Bill from the USA and Albinario from Sweden. And all I'm going to say is Bill is going to have to up his game. We haven't seen Albinario, at least I haven't, I don't think. No, it's a round 2 match. What am I thinking about it? I say a round 3, a round 2 match, because Albinario got a bye, so this is Albinario's first encounter in the tournament, and like the last tournament, he's just going to turn up and do it. He's not been in here practicing from what I've seen, so we wait and see what he's going to produce. So any second now, maybe the next 30 seconds, we should be good to go. They're going to lag for the break. I'm going to have to change the cloth because I forgot to do it. And well, high run is still 89 by Snake Eyes. We've had a close run to it, and I've forgotten again already who was the player that had the chance of doing it. That's gone straight out of my head. It's I had a late night last night. I think I went to bed about 2:45 in the morning. So that room
_asm_a
will appear.
Hello.
Good morning.
Potman 66. Morning.
Good morning. Welcome aboard.
Hi Hugh, was bedhead. Cobra 4. Hi all.
Oh, they're all joining now.
Taoist Nomad. Morning Hugh.
Welcome everybody. Well, we're 5 days away from Christmas, and I'm sure we can't wait till it comes and goes.
1158.
As well as this year.
Morning Hugh.
Good morning.
Me _asm_a.
Well, Bill's queue
Hugh,
hasn't
your
loaded
mic
yet.
seems muted.
Well, my mic isn't muted because
Potman 66.
I've double checked.
Yeah, bad news yesterday. Me _asm_a.
What a numpty.
RBS. I muted Twitch tab laughing smiley SR1.
Right, so
Stevek 1158.
the important one to
Toss
go.
a K.
And Mr.
Me
Bill has won it.
_asm_a. Tongue poking smiley.
Let's get this fixed.
Lee Batsford, semi-pro.
Where
Yo,
the hell
everyone.
am I going? Right, get it to blue. So Albinario is getting to break. Let's see his technique. Watch him closely. Well, he's got
Taoist
that wrong.
Nomad. Expecting some 3-figure breaks from the mighty Swede here. Richard Jenkins.
No, not after
Luton
that
is the
break
best
you won't.
town in England. Potman 66. Is Scotland in full lockdown, Hugh?
I think from what I saw in the text last night in the TV, because I haven't been listening to wee Jimmy Cranky, but apparently you're getting 1 day at Christmas where you can go out and about. I think they've cut that down. It was meant to be 5 days, so I think basically that's it, but I won't be over the door anyway. Well, a poor break-off shot by Albinario. Maybe he could have done me a bit of practice.
Stevek 1158. Same here. Lee Batsford, semi-pro. The voice chat is so annoying.
So annoying. So annoying. It's good when you do typos
Richard
though.
Jenkins. Tears for Fears.
Well, it's good, and it does let me focus in the game.
Laughing smiley.
I can focus in the game and then listen to the text rather than staring at it and missing things and making a proper arse of it.
Potman 66. Who wants to rule the world?
Everybody wants to rule the world.
Stevek 1158. Merkel.
Well, Nothing in the pack.
Richard Jenkins. How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
Somebody type supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. If you can't spell it, go and Google it and then paste it in and see what the
Hotman
text thing does.
66. Chuffin hell.
I quite like the chat thing, the text-to-speech thing, because I think she sounds she's got absolutely no personality what at all.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Alidocious. They haven't got the docious. I think it should be D-O-S-H O-U-S. If you type it that way, she might say docious. S-H rather than C-I-O-U-S. You have to do it maybe phonetically a wee bit to help her. So supercalifragilisticexpialidocious or D-O-S-H-U-S.
Bill, run 50 plus here and make it interesting.
Well, that's a good point. I think Albinario's made a complete hash of the break.
Semi-pro. Anti-disestablishmentarianism.
Oh, that's hopeless, that. Anti-disestablishmentarianism. Well, you spelt it wrong for a start, though. It should be meant, not mont. Anti-disestablishment. In fact, it's anti-disestablishmentarianism. But this text-to-speech thing is, well, it's got a long way to go before it gets good, hasn't it? So this has been, I mean, Bill's first match, his problem was contributions. I mean, we know that Potman had the same problem, but he's going to have to step it up if he's going to be a contender. And we've seen it can be done, but we've also seen everybody fall foul of these pockets once that ball goes loose. But it is on, or the onus is on Bill to try and make an impact straight away here with the chance he's been given. And the only thing I said to Bill yesterday in the lobby, I said, Bill, when he was telling me about the match,
played Bill yesterday and he destroyed me.
Well, I said to him, I said, look, focus on those last two balls, get in the right position, keep that in mind every time and see how it works. So we've got the, well, the 7's going to go, the 6 I think's in the triangle as well. I'll check my little doodle. Yep. Well, I think he's reluctant. I think the 3 ball looks not too bad, but he's going to have to drop in between that 3 and 6 if he's going to take the 12. Now, can he see the 12, or is he looking to get the 6 first? Well, the problem now is the angle he's got in the 6, he might have to go at the rail and come back out and cut that. He doesn't want to be trying to leave the combo, but that 12 has to go. Well, he's okay. He's okay. That'll do. It's falling nice for him. But the big crucial shot, the first one of the match for Bill, is about to come. So good luck to him.
Glory Victis can leave the hanger to split here.
Well, if he's going to go for this 3 ball, well, he's looking now to leave. He's in two minds to leave the cut in this 12 and go for the split. That'd be the simplest shot, simply because he doesn't have to do anything with the cue ball. He just has to sort of more or less stop it where the 3 is. But he has to get there, and it's the old flat back pack again. and these don't often come out very well. Oh dear, he scratched again. There we go. Well, I suppose you could class that as a good safety, but I think Bill needed a wee bit of help in English there and not as much pace.
G-Day.
I think the problem, good morning, I think the problem is that some folks are trying to power into the pack rather than letting the cue ball do some stuff and just nudging balls out. You know, you don't have to smash them to hell, you just have to break them out. As long as you have one, you're always in with a shot. So once again, Bill's contribution 13.
Me _ Asm _ A. You all that play this WC, how do you like the normal pockets?
Well, the normal pockets are again, I'm not an expert in straight pull. I would tend to go by what Steve said, and when they play straight pull in the States, they don't play it on tight pockets. Well, narrow pockets like we do in this game, or what we're sort of
they make high runs
into
easier
doing.
If you're playing patterns correctly.
Yeah, it is to encourage.
That's the theory.
A little, competition as far as getting high runs, and certainly it is conducive to doing that.
Personally prefer tournament pockets.
Yeah. Yeah, you've got, but the other thing as well though is there is that leeway with the cheat in the pocket that can be to your benefit. But I think we have to go with Steve's opinion. I mean, I think he's been saying that for years. But I think mainly, I remember when we first started VP3.
Tournament pockets. It is a tournament.
Yeah, but the exception is it's straight pull though. That's the point Steve's been making. I tend to agree with him in that sense, because it does mean that you've seen enough of these matches to see what happens. Because you're letting the cue ball run loose, these balls are going to scratch, and this is where players have to learn through the tournament, if they still survive, to keep it tighter and get better with that cue ball. So it's little short movements, and those players that do that are a lot more successful. I watched the end of what was it? I watched a bit of that run that Vinces made, and it was all mostly just little soft shots, and that's what it's about. But anyway,
a techie. Alex Lilly calls it compact play, minimizing cue ball movement.
Well, that's a very good way of describing it, and that's exactly what everybody should be hoping to do. As long as you've chosen those 3 or 4 balls ahead and you know where you're going, then that should be the technique every time. And Albinario keeping it tight. I think Bill can still punch that 13 away. Can he not get
Easier
it?
said than done, tongue poking smiley.
Yeah, he can. That's a good shot by Albinario, because Bill can't
Taoist nomad.
Get to the 13.
Selby is hoping for a belt for Christmas. He has to pull his trousers up every single shot.
I never noticed that. So Bill has played a deliberate foul, but now Albinario's got the shot I was talking about. Punch that 13 up the table and just lock the cue ball behind the 2 and 12 if you can. But Albinario's going the same way. Now Bill can try it. I'm surprised Albi didn't do it. So Albinario's in 1 foul.
Richard Jenkins. True wit.
And Albinario looking to get to a rail.
Richard Jenkins. Judd and Jack today best mates.
Well, I was saying, I was talking to myself last night and I'm thinking about how this Jack Lazowski should be playing. If he gets caught up, thinking that Judd Trump wants to make it a shooting match, then that'll be Jack Lazowski's downfall. He's certainly obviously got to take the chances when he gets them, but the deeper he can stay in that match, the better chance he'll have, because if he comes out and falls flat on his arse in the first session, it's all over. Now, that's 2 fouls if I'm remembering this correctly.
So I looked up what Potman meant by Buster Gonad. It's hilarious and nasty.
I'm sure that's 2 fouls for Albinario. Now, if Bill has his wits about him, he's done the right thing. He's forcing Albinario to get to a rail. Somebody say that that's 2 fouls, unless I missed a shot there. He's going to get to a rail.
Taoist nomad.
And he's left a chance.
For Jack today, but GL to the guy.
He's got a chance. He can cheat that past the 5, I think. It's a bit tight, but I still think he can cheat it. He's not looking at it, doesn't fancy it. See if, maybe not. Maybe it's too much of a risk and more a look at it. So Bill is in trouble. Well, I know what I'd be doing. I'd be rolling straight onto that 12 again and take the point. Loss. Albinario in -2. I wouldn't be enticed into going for something. I would just lock it up to the 2. I mean, look at the balls that's open here, so he has to get this. And that's why I wouldn't have gone for that. I would have just taken the point loss against that 12 ball and left Albinario nothing. And
Glory Victis.
That wasn't the shot as far as I'm concerned. I would be keeping it really tight. And this is just an opportunity for Albinario to get warmed up and just reduce that deficit. I don't know whether you guys agree with me, but I mean, if you lose a point, you lose a point, but locking that cue ball and nailing it to the 12 was a shot. It's all very well being attacking and aggressive, but in the context of the match, there was nothing easy there, and it was a lot easier to play the good safety in my book. And just little nudges like that, just the odd little nudge. Okay, nothing sitting pretty there with that little cluster, but it's little nudges and not big thumping, smacking the ball to try and blast everything. Now, what does that look like? Well, if he gets low in the 12, I think he can cut that. Maybe not. More to look at that one. But other than that, he's going to have to just do another nudge if he can. He might be able to do it now. Don't know whether he's going to risk that off the 8. Now that 14 has just run on, and Albinario has got nothing. That 14 just had enough momentum to hide itself behind that 2 ball, so there's nothing doing. And would you bet on Albinario just sliding this onto the 12? Dead weight, I think he's looking at, unless he's trying to create a combo. He hasn't called anything. Well, looks as if he's decided on it. Well, Albinario as far as I'm concerned, he's in the same boat. I would just tie it to the 12. I wouldn't be risking it. But he's cheated the pocket, and in it goes. It's a good shot. And the 14 ball is a bit high. It's just parallel more or less with the point of the triangle. The 5 is actually probably a better ball if you can get the other side of it, but he's going to take that right now, so it's going to be the 14. 2's in the triangle. And let's see how Albinario's position goes to get there. Let's look from this end. And that's got good pace on it. It looks fine to me. That will do. Oh, well, I think, has he got out of jail here? Yes, he has. It's not easy, but he's got the 7.
Potman 66. Did you mooncake LMAO?
Well, I think he's got a little bit of a roll there. He's okay. Well, I don't think... Well, he could obviously just come back off this 8 ball if he can and create that little angle in the 4. No, he's trying to do stuff when he didn't need to again. He could have just dropped through in the 4. If he had the 4 like that, in it goes, and then you hit the pack. So again, I don't think he gave that too much attention there, but to me the angle was there to be created on the 4, and that's how the runs ended. And now there's no safety at the top end of the table as we look, and Bill's got the same choice 66. Here. Can use
Hilarious
the 4.
Comic series viz.
Use the 4 or use the 6 just to nudge things a wee bit, but I don't think the 6 goes, so it's got to be the 4. And again, I don't think he's paying much attention to it, but it's the most obvious shot just to open them. I mean, look at the angle. And that's another opportunity, that little nudge there, but again it's gone straight and he's running out of shots here. Should have took the 4. Dead straight in the 9 is no good. What's he got? I mean, he can run through in the 9, and again if he goes, I mean, he's going to have to go up the table off this 4 ball. He's not going to have much of a shot. And that's a wee bit, just a wee bit strong, but he's got the cut. And, well, he's going to hit something. The question is whether he's going to be on anything. Well, I'd believe in the 13.
Little late for the game start.
Well, it's just gone noon here in Scotland. It's 1 PM in Sweden. It's Bill that's the one with the problem. It's about 4 o'clock in the morning his time, or maybe even 3 o'clock. Well, that's worked out okay. So just a couple of points in it, but nothing significant.
Me_Asm_A. They still warming up, Vince.
That needs a nice kiss, and that will do it. That's going to take care of the 13.
Taoist Nomad. LOL, why is Bill playing at 4 AM?
Well, Bill's usually always on at this time of day. I mean, when I'm up, and my day's off, you know, Bill's been on quite a lot at that time. I think the main reason he doesn't come on as much is because there's not many folk on to get a game. But I presume he works on site anyway, as far as I know. So I think he's basically on 24-hour call anyway. Well, that's taking care of all the issues there might be, and it's also got a nice break ball set up. Well, if Bill is going to apply any pressure to Albinario,
Lee Batsford,
it's all about
semi-pro.
just knocking up those points.
He plays that time to get away from the missus.
That is another valid point as well.
Cobra 4. Bill doesn't sleep. Vince. Should be about 7 AM for Bill.
I'm not sure. Bill's, I don't know where Bill is now.
_asm_a. Was it not Bill that FFD one time BC he overslept?
I don't know. Well,
Stevek 1158. Texas, I think.
well, he's, obviously he moves around. Presume it's still these motor part things that he runs, or whatever they're called.
Cobra 4. 6 or 7 hours behind.
Well,
Me _asm_a.
it can go forward, side
Eagle
railing
says
out.
6 AM there. Stevek 1158. Yes.
That'll do it. Now, it's so easy to miss this cut on this 6 ball. A lot of the times folk aren't giving it as much attention as it should be because they're thinking the pockets are so big. You can't cheat them that much. Not at pace you can't. Where's the cue ball going? Oh, well. He's won a watch there. Now that could be vital, believe it or not, in this progression to get away with that one, because he's got a few balls in play now. He's got that. This is the one to be thinking about, because if you can get yourself anywhere this side, especially slightly low, you have an easy shot to open these up. Immediately that's what you should be thinking about, and he's got an angle to do that off this 9. He can just drop on the 12, and that is perfect. That's exactly what he's looking for here, just to draw off these and give them a nudge, keep that cue ball in play. Well, if he's running through, I don't like that as much. Yeah, a little stunny shot just to move things. Now it's awkward though. He's got the get out of jail ball, that 2 ball, and then he'll be able to get on the 4 anyway, so he's no immediate danger here to keep this going. The 2 ball is the rescue shot, and he's got a nice angle off this 4 to get the cue ball back in play. Now if he goes back across to the right, he'll have a choice of 3 shots on the left side of those balls, and also the 10 ball. I think the angle's there to do that, is it not? Aye, I mean he can come over to the right at a reasonable pace, and he'll have a choice of the 5, the 15 and the 9, or the 1, if that is the one. What's he thinking? See, if he goes round that side, the pace has got to be good to still leave him a ball. That'll do it. And now, if we have a quick look closer to see where they are in relation to this triangle, we've got 2 balls in prime position here, and straight away he's doing his best to mess it up, I think, but he's substituted one with the other. And this 7 is tight, so he's got to be careful here now, because once again he's running out of balls, but he can do the little break. Now again, this does not need to be vicious, just a little stun onto that 13, just to nudge it towards the pocket and keep that cue ball in control. He doesn't want to be lured by that 4 ball, because again it's the emergency backup. And now there is a problem, because he's going to be taking the 4, and he's going to probably have to go forward and away up to the right to leave a shot in this 13. He's trying to dig down here. Well, that's one way of getting out of the problem. Now it's getting to the vital stage. Now the 8 ball doesn't go. It goes from behind up into the corner pocket, so we can cut this with a wee bit of inside right, that 13, and just bring the cue ball back in behind the 8. Well, he's just leaving enough for the 7. Don't tell me he's thinking in the combo. The 7's in the triangle. That's no much good. Well, he's going to have to rely on a bit of good fortune here to keep a ball in play, to give him a break shot. And that's gone wrong, because they're now both dead in a triangle. So again, I don't think that was the right shot. And now, of course, unless he cuts this 8 and nudges a 7, he's going to be playing off a ball down in the spot in the kitchen. I don't think he's gone far enough to get the angle. No. He's going to be lucky he catches anything of this pack, because he's going to have to go forward with a bit of inside, but he's looking at the defensive shot, which to me is a sensible shot to play. He's managed to get a run of 25, and he's just looking to keep it tight and go in the defensive. That loses a point, but it's not an issue. The bigger issue is defending what he's got on the board, and that was the right one to play. Albinario is studying everything to see if he can pick anything.
Lee Batsford, semi-pro. Should have called a safety shot on the 8B.
Well, I still think those last 3 or 4 shots that Bill had there, I just think he took the wrong ones. It would have been easier to get rid of that 8 ball up the table into the top right hand corner as we look, and then leave that, I think it was the 15, leave it untouched as a break shot. And to play the combo when there's only 3 balls left in the table, and then been left hoping to nudge a ball into play out of the triangle, was, you know, it's fine margins, and he didn't leave himself much of an option at the end of the day. But it's a lead of what's that, 23. Albinario has left Bill nothing, but Bill can get that 3 ball thin. He's gone off the side of the pack. Well, again, he could have hit that 3 ball thin and got long, get right down in here. He had a perfectly simple shot to do it, and I don't see anything available here. Albinario looking to use the pack to hide. Now Bill may well be induced into playing the combo here. I don't think he'll be able to resist it. He's looking at the 1 and 3. Or is he going to resist it? What's he saw? No, he is. He's taking the bait. And let's be honest, it's not a difficult combo. It's just about focusing on the one ball and that line that the one ball's going, because it's got to make the cut as long as you don't push it in the right half of the ball. But remember the other thing I was talking about, locking yourself up against a ball, and that's what he's done. And if he punches this 4, Albinario is going to play the combo on the 2-1 if Bill can't hide in here. And now he's in knots here with this one. Well, he's called the bank. But again, this is going to leave Albinario in if he misses it. And that's going to be the missed call. But has he got away with it? No. And Albi, if he digs down, he can get a little stun, I think. Unless he can, well, he's putting a wee bit of side on it just to spin it to make the angle. He's gone too far though. Too much. He wanted the angle in the 2 to break the pack, and he's overhit that by a mile. That was not where he played it. He played that to about there, so the pot was going in and the break, and he's had to play a rescue shot. How does that look from this angle? A nasty little cut in the 4. See how big these pockets are? When you leave them awkward like that, you can leave them too much to cut. Now here is where Bill can use that edge of the 4 and just come into the back of those balls. He doesn't need to really move an awful lot, just a nudge out or something, because it's not easy to get position on anything. He's played the combo, and if that 15 doesn't go out far enough, he may well not have a shot, and well, Bill's in trouble again. I would have used the ball over the pocket with the angle off the edge into the bunch, and now he's trying to find somewhere that's safe. Is he going to call the combo? That's a bit ambitious. Looks like it. Well, they're not easy when they're at distance, and they're certainly not easy when you're not even looking down the line of them. Played it well. Now again he's got a perfect chance now. Either just to spin over to the left and come out, and he'll still have a shot. He might have another 2 shots off the 6 and 9. A little nudge, and that's the type of, that's the sort of way a shot, just to nudge balls, because now everything's fine. Everything's looking good in this rack, because we've got 2 choices here as break balls that shouldn't be touched, unless you decide straight away what one you want rid of. Little run through. You can take the 10 ball right now, because that just nudges a 7 out the triangle. And it's shaping up for a chance to Bill, for Bill to just build on his lead. Because that unforced error from Albinario has to be punished. Well, the break ball's gone again. Or what's that 7 like? Well, it's a bit high, isn't it? It's not ideal. It's probably easier to play that from down this end of the table and stun into the pack. And he's missed the 11. Would you believe it? And that is a bad one. It's amazing. Everybody's talking about these pockets being generous, and it's amazing what happens when you're looking for that line on the vital ball, and Bill's blown it, and his run ends in 9, and it's not enough. Albinario is looking. Now that 11 ball obviously cuts, and you can get the pace right on it to come around for the 7 for the break shot. He's not thinking on it that way though. He's trying to get right down on this 11, and the angle isn't good at all. He's going to have to manufacture something big time here. Try and stun off the end rail, and that might even be too straight. And well, that's fine. He's on the 1, and again the pace is just enough to nudge something out, not a desperate smash. And that 4 ball immediately is the break ball for this big cluster. He's thought about it there. Oh, that 14 ball could have made that ugly there. Has it made it ugly? Has it gone tight? No, he's okay, because that was threatening to lock him up. Another little nudge maybe. Bill will be kicking himself if Albinario makes an impact here. He certainly will. So 25 points behind.
How many chances has Bill had already?
Well, he's had a few. I mean, he could have had a fairly substantial lead by now. That ball on that left rail is going to be the big issue, because it's in an awkward spot, and you've got to get a good line on it, because it's fairly tight to the rail. It's off the rail slightly, but it doesn't get any easier if you're trying to cut it from like where Albinario is sitting right now. So that's got to be taken care of. I think that's maybe what he's got in mind, or he's looking to break these balls here. But again, the longer you go without dealing with the problem, you're just backing yourself into a corner. And it's gone wrong. It has gone wrong. Yeah, he's in trouble here. And I don't think, as much as he looks at that, he can get anything out of this. I'm looking for him. I'm trying my best. I mean, the 8 ball goes. There's a brave shot. Well, that's a good recovery. That is a good shot. And now he's still got his other problem. He's running out of time here. Apart from that, he's also not got anything that's the ideal break shot, especially, well, this wasn't ideal, but it was an option, the 15, but it's right at the corner of the pack, and the 14's exactly the same. So it's not a pretty setup here for Albinario, and he's now knocked a second ball safe in the rail. It's amazing. The longer I watch this this tournament, the more I'm inclined to go with my first opinion about how really difficult it is for these guys to put big runs together, because there's so much that goes wrong and can go wrong. And look at this setup. I mean, imagine you were on 96 or 93 right now. Imagine you were on 93 and you only need 7 balls to break the ton, and you've got a table like this. Well, this looks, I presume it's the cut into the corner. Well, this is not easy, no matter what size the pockets are, because he's going to have to try and get back across up top, I would suggest. He's trying to get into the triangle, and he has done, and that's given him a chance with cue ball in hand in the kitchen. But it's not easy, because he's going to have to punch this in to get that action off the rail. And that will do. That's turned out pretty good. And he already has a couple of break balls potentially. And the run goes to 16. The deficit is shrinking. And well, there you go. Well, Bill's Christmas has just arrived.
Lee Batsford, semi-pro.
First class
Good
delivery.
recovery from Albi.
Well, I bet you wish you hadn't typed that, semi-pro. What a disaster that was. And it's Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to Mr. Bill, because even I could pot these.
_A. Ouch.
I could pot these even on my worst day. And that might be a vital error later on in this match, because Albinario should have been in front there, and he's taken his eye right off the ball. Goodness knows what he was really trying to do with the cue ball, but again he thumped it. And well, how much pain is Mr. Bill going to inflict with this visit? Now his bill chose the 11 or the 10 as a break ball. I would be inclined to get rid of that 10 now that I'm more or less on it. The 10 will still do. The 11's just a wee bit more adjacent to the pack, but he's got that problem on the right side there, that 2 ball and the 8. and they're nowhere near set as a combo. Now, is he going to try and get in behind them on the right side, on the very short side? He could maybe do something off the 7 there, but he hasn't done it. See, that would have been the time just to take the risk and try and get the cue ball around the corner over to the right side near the 2 and 8, because he had the 12 as a backup ball. He's got a chance. Has he got a chance off the 1? Yep, he can stun down. If he doesn't go comfortable enough, he's still got the 12. He's trying a little nudge, and that's freed up the 2, and he's still got the backup ball, so that will do. And he's still got his break ball, so once again he's in perfect shape here to get on with the next rack. Oh goodness me, Bill, that is a staying up late to 3 o'clock in the morning to start your match shot, that one, if ever I've seen one. And again, the contribution doesn't get to double figures, and he should have been well away there. He knows it, and Albinario is not going to get a better invitation in this setup. Well, what do you think of that one, guys, eh? Goodness me. And these pockets are so easy.
Glory Victis. Encouraging for the rest of us to see great players struggling.
It certainly is. I wouldn't be worried by any of the 2 of these. I don't think many of the other contenders will be panicking in their sleep.
Semi-pro. Think they both trying too hard and overthinking it.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about in a previous stream, about getting into this little rhythm. You know, when the balls are there, just, you know, quick shot, move, shoot and move, shoot and move. That little rhythm, because then you've got that picture in your head exactly where you're going. And you can be critical as well and say there's been 1 or 2 wrong shot choices. But Albinario will be relieved that he's still only 19 points behind, and he's played a half decent safety. Cue ball could have been nearer the rail, but he's got that distance, and well, Bill can't see enough of the 3. He would overcut that. Bill using the pack to hide, and that will do. There's nothing on. And this is where you have to do some serious thinking. You know, what are you going to hit here that's going to do the least amount of damage? If he finishes in the left hand side, he's going to leave an enticer for Bill to cut that combo, the 14 and the 1. Again, it's nowhere near set, and he could just run straight to the pack, but Bill may well try a cut in that 3 if he went from that side. So Albinario is trying to work something out. Well, he's played that well. That is a good shot, because that's taken out the combo. That's an excellent piece of thinking. And now Bill can get to the long grass. That is a shot, just a tiny feather off that 8 ball. You're not going to disturb anything, and just get it down there as close as he can to the rail. But he's got a sledgehammer touch, Bill. That was way too hard. It's just a feather touch. Even if you foul, you know, if he fouled there and he finished 2 inches from the rail because of it, what does it matter? It's much better to get the cue ball like this, where Albinario's put it, right there. That's a much better shot. And now Bill is in trouble again. I mean, sacrificing a point is nothing in straight pool if you get that cue ball good. I don't see where the worry is with that. Much easier to err on the short side but get that cue ball a lot closer to the rail than what Bill did with his previous shot. Albinario again heading for the top right hand corner. It's got to be feather light off the 14, I think, if we can see it, and that will do. Again, the pace is just a wee bit strong, and this is going to be interesting because somebody at some point is going to make the mistake with these thin edges. They've got to be feather light touch, a scrape of paint and nothing else. And this is a tester off this 7 ball. I mean, you've got to play to miss it almost. And this is a dangerous one for Albinario, because if he's going to use the 8, he does not want to do anything more than just brush it, because he might nudge that 11. I love this part of the game, so I do. And he's managed to avoid running the 8 into the 13. Well, Bill has got an easy safety off the 14, really thin, with a little helping edge on it, maybe just a wee helping it. In fact, I would risk putting a wee bit more right hand spin on this 14.
We don't need a one pocket WC, we already have it, smiley face.
Just a wee bit thin off this 14 while he's playing it plain ball. Well, Bill, Albinario is going to do what I've said. Albinario is going to use that 14. He's looking at the 3, trying to convince himself he can make the pot. But the 14 is thin with a wee bit of right. Brush it. Well, he's going up this side. He's not risking the right hand spin, but he's got a better distance. And now this is a problem. Well, this is what Bill sees. Now we're going to get a shot here. Albinario, I think he's looking at the combo, but look at the gap to get that 5 between the 4 and the 7, 4 and the 8. You can get a bust through there when you're right behind it, that is. And the mistake was made. Bill was first to blink. And Albinario is going to have to play that one. Now the deficit is down to 16. That's brought the 6 in. Got to be careful if he's playing the 6, because he's got no other shot other than the 4 really, and the cue ball's heading up table. He might want to take this cut here and just run into 1 or 2. Again, that pace is good. You know, you're not smacking them, you're just letting that medium pace and the pace in that cue ball working, and everything is wide open. quick study on where the break balls are. The 2's there, the 9 isn't, the 11's there, I think, and then maybe not. Nope, it's encroaching as well by the look of it.
Simon Volley. Stevek is a noob K. Bedhead _ sweat. Hello. How's the standard so far?
Crap. Well, not very good.
Me _Asm _ A. Laughing smiley.
Good morning, welcome to the latecomers. And by that I mean Bedhead and Simon, who can't get their asses out of bed, and it's bloody 20 to 1 in the afternoon, or 20 to 2 if you're Bedhead and you're still in Sweden. Well, break ball's a 9 ball.
Simon Volley. Afternoon Hugh.
I'm surprised that the text-to-speech didn't say hug H.
Simon Volley. Cleaning out my parrots.
Now is that a euphemism for something, Simon?
Still 100 run coming smiler face.
Cleaning out my parrots. Now, is that you meaning the parrots have got constipation and you're doing something drastic with some pipe cleaners, or are you actually cleaning out their places of residence? Well, is Albinario going to construct something that's going to make some sort of impact
Simon Volley.
on his chances in this
LOL,
match?
no cleaning out the cages.
Because we've got a bit of a mess on the left hand side, and all the time that you're trying to work with what's in the middle of the table, you know that this cluster and blocking balls are all sitting there on the left hand side, and you've got to get them done.
Stevek 1158. Simon will clean up K.
Well, the 13 goes, and that's a prime opportunity to run into those 2 balls ahead and open up. Well, if he was going to do that now, he's gone too far. He had a perfect angle on the 13 to do the shot I was talking about, and before he played the last shot. Yeah. I don't know why he didn't take that, because a little gentle roll into those 2 would have just opened things out. I think it's fascinating trying to commentate in this when it's probably like that for most games. Some are fairly predictable, but some shots in straight pool, the player's obviously seeing a different game from what you're seeing in terms of how he's thinking of running out. Albinario had that chance on that 13 ball to the left of the 1 and the 11 there. It was perfect angle to pot the 13 past those 2 balls and run into the 2 of them. I would have done that. I mean, that would have been done 10 minutes ago if that was me, because I had that chance there and I would have done it, and Albinario's left it. Let's just see who's right or wrong here. He's got another chance this time, I think. No, he's too straight. You see, he's running out of balls. He's running out of balls here. He can squeeze the 6 in and get a nudge, and if the worst comes to the worst, he can nudge the 12 and he'll still leave the combo in the 1 and the 11. It looks as if that's what he's going to do anyway, whether he moves the 12 or not. Is he going to get the job done and get into this next rack? Because I think this is, if he can get this done and get the next rack up and running, he's got a chance of constructing something. He can break them now. Oh, he's brushed off the 15. Well, this has got to be thin. And can he get to that edge of the 11? He might well have to call the bank here. Well, I'm not going to say I told you so, Albinario, but I told you so. You should have dealt with that when you had the chance. And what's he looking at here? He's looking at he's trying to convince himself he can edge that 1 and create the combo, but you know, you can't change the laws of physics, Captain. He's trying it. Or is he trying to lock it up? No, it's going to be the bank. And he would never have been in this position had he done what I said. So in the end, I'm right. And the run ends because of that. And well, I hope he watches this played back. And I think he's got out of jail as well. He's left Bill nothing. Well, let's put it this way, nothing that is easy. There is not a single shot there that's going to be easy. He's only got the one option, I think. He could stun the 1 up the table and just try and drop onto the 11. But he's gone all out for the cut. And he's just given Albinario a free go again. He could have stunned that
Lee
one
Batsford
across the table.
Not all as good as you, Hugh.
Well, I mean, everybody should know now I'm the best theorist. I talk the best game out of everybody. As for doing it in a table, no. But again, you guys will agree with me because you saw that 13 ball, you saw the angle he had, and you saw that he could just a little bit of top, a little soft run through, a little nudge, and everything would have been good as far as those problem balls was concerned. And he didn't give it enough attention soon enough, and that's what you have to do. You have to get it done, and if the later you leave it, the more likely you are to find some sort of trouble. And usually it ends up being self-inflicted, and that's what it ended up being. And it killed
Lee Batsford,
a potential run.
You're like the Simon Cowell of pool. Bedhead_sweat. Hugh only knows how to play in theory, winking face.
Yep, that's true. I can't put it into practice. Now he needs an angle. Well, he's got something. But the important thing we've missed here is that Albinario is now in the lead, and Bill has stalled and frozen here on 56. I think he's been there for the last 25 minutes. The match is now an hour and 5 minutes old or so, just over it. Can do some damage here. And he's missed a 10 again. Unbelievable. 2 misses by Albinario that you'd never thought you'd see. And Bill has been handed another Christmas present. Look at the balls. I mean, they're all there. He doesn't need to move anything. He's got a break ball sitting there. Doesn't need to touch anything. He can take the 7, leave the 1. He can leave the 13 as a choice. He needs to get rid of the 8. He's got the balls up the table. And he should have this deficit down. And he should be into the next
Lee
rack.
Batsford, semi-pro. Bill's got Albie under pressure, laughing smiley.
Well, he's got him under pressure, but Albie's got in front. And I don't know whether he's just... Again, why he hit that so hard is beyond me. And he's trying, again, underestimating the generosity of these pockets. If you slam something hard and it hits a point, it's still not going to get in a normal pocket. It's going to come off the point. You can't cheat pockets at that speed. Well, you can if you get them in line, and he didn't either. So we've got 2 break balls. We've got rid of the 9 next, and then the 14, or vice versa, but he wants to deal with those. And now he's created another problem. Amazing. He should have taken the 9 and took the 14 into the middle, and he wouldn't have been anywhere near the 15. Again, it's all about that pattern that you choose, and the 9 first was a lot better to knock that 14 into the left middle, thus avoiding anywhere near hitting another ball. You shouldn't be hitting another ball if they're already open and you're manoeuvring the cue ball. And he's now created a major problem. And that's gone the wrong side because he wanted to finish the top side. Well, it's another little tester. He has to get through and up far enough to get this angle. He's got to get this moving. Now, how straight is he going to end up? Well, he's okay. And now I'll just a little bit of dig off this cue ball just to make sure it's not got forward momentum to follow this 1 ball in. And he's got the draw off the pack. Now, I mean, he's got no shot. The 12 ball's there, but he's got no other shot. Oh, has he got the 14? I think he's got the 14. Yep, he can see the 14. Well, that's a relief for Bill. And Bill's now going into the lead. Perfect angle on the 9 to nudge something again. Again, just medium pace. Well, he's missed him. I don't believe that's where he played to. He would need to convince me a bit more about that. But if he had a wee bit of check on that, he would have ran into them. Now, what's that angle like in the 5? Well, he's pretty straight. I would actually be trying to create a wee angle off this 5. If the worst came to the worst, he's on the 15, and if he went too far, he's on the 7. Now he's got the perfect angle off the 15, because you want to be getting into those right now. The little brush through. He's the worst again that can happen is he's on the 12. I think I would have brushed it through a bit more aggressive than that, just a wee tad, but he's still okay. Well, that's just got in the way, the 13. Now he can take the 12 and he can stun across to the 6. But where's the break ball? There isn't one really inviting yet. So this is threatening to peter out. A little brush onto the 8 would do nicely, just a gentle one. That will just push it into proper play, but he's pushed it the wrong way. Well, it could end up being one of these balls at the back of the pack that's going to end up in the break shot. Because if he's going to use the 12, he's going to have to come down here. And he's coming down here right now to take care of it. Now, how is the angle? Well, he's going to have to drop onto the bottom rail for this 8, I think. And now he's going to have a nice angle, as long as he doesn't run too far and block himself out of the pack. Where's that triangle? This is touch and go, this, because that triangle is impeding. He's trying to just hold it to give himself a sight, and he's got there.
Lee Batsford, semi-pro. If Bill gets a good solid break here, this will wake Albie up.
Well, let's have a look and see what he's got. Well, he's got to hit this pack here, but again it's the flat pack. How's his luck? It's pretty good. And this, well, I'm not saying this will apply the pressure. It will apply the pressure if the end of this visit is something like 40 or 50. The run goes to 27. The deficit that Bill had has been taken care of, and it's now focused on building up a lead. He wants to be at worst, he wants to be over 100 at least after this visit. And that is a nice little nudge, and it's freed up everything. They're all there. They've all got pockets to go into, as long as you get that selection correct. Well, pot the 2, avoid the scratch in the middle pocket. He could have went through further, but the danger with that shot was running further to take that 10 ball. He would have been very close to the middle pocket, and there's still plenty of time to deal with the 10. And the 10 also is a good second last ball to get on the break ball, whichever it might be. It could be the 15, it could be the what the hell's that one, the 12, and at a push it could be the 1, although the 1 is just up above the head of the pack. It's not quite as good. Now that's covered things up, and he's narrowed down his choice. It's going to have to be the 3, and if he runs up the table here and doesn't get good on that 12, he's not going to have much of an escape route. And now he's locked on the 15, and again it's proof of how easy it is for things to fall flat in their face. He's having to dig one out, and that's a good shot. A good recovery. So the lead is 33. And now the opportunity to get rid of that one ball and get down for the 10. But he's taking the 12. And it could be that it's the 10 ball for the 1. And now he's in no man's land. It's now changed to the 15 ball, so he's going to have to go through. He's running through, so if he runs through off the rail, it's out to about here. What's the angle like? It's probably a lot more than it looks. Yes, it is. Oh, the 10 ball at its last gasp, it just fell in the pocket. And now the vital shot in this visit. The run is 39. He's going to have to get just a wee bit of, just a tiny bit on the equator of that cue ball below, and he'll hit the pack. And the cue ball's gone to safety, and he's got a shot. And now we're in business. And now Albinario has got a few questions to answer, and maybe some bigger ones by the time Bill's finished here. And it's even more reason for Bill to keep that pace right, keep concentrating, keep thinking ahead and getting into the spot and not doing anything silly. Well, I think he's still got a shot. Got the 11. And a little soft drawy stun shot, and he can get rid of the 10. Just a little poke in behind the 10, get rid of it. Well, he's letting it run. And now he's running into balls here that he doesn't necessarily want to. So it's got to be the cut in the 2. What's he looking at? The combo. He's called the 1, and that'll do now. That can get rid of the 10 ball. If he just runs across, he's got the 12 into the right middle, or if he wants to, the problem now though is, if he can take the 14, that's even better. But the problem now is that he's running out of shots to get to the 6. And the other issue being that when he takes the 6, he's got even less of an opportunity to get good at any of these balls at the bottom of the table, the way they're sitting. He has to be aware of that. And he's left himself dead straight in the 6. And now we're running out of balls again. We're running out of opportunities to deal with it because of the line. The line that the 8 and the 2 and the 4 are sitting are not good from the left hand side of the table, obviously. And now he has the chance. He's got to pot the 4 and get that 6 out of the way, and at worst he'll have the 9. That 6 has got to go now. It has got to go now, Bill. I hope you're listening, and if you don't take it now, you might regret it. Well, it looks now that he's decided, well, both of them in a triangle. He's either going to kill the cue ball in a triangle to leave a shot off the 9. That might be the plan. But it's all gone wrong, and I think panic station started when that 6 ball had been left there and not dealt with. The run has ended on 50, and it's up to Albinario to respond. But as I say, if he had dealt with the 6 ball sooner and he had the chance, he might not have been in the shape that he was at the end there.
Head_sweat. You're too obsessed with balls up table.
Yep, and look what happens. Have I not been proved? You've seen all the evidence.
He was trying to make a break ball.
Yep. The best he was going to end up with there was keeping the cue ball in the triangle with ball in hand for the 9 off the side rail and breaking into the pack. They're the things you should be obsessed with in dealing with the problem balls up the table. I've been proved more often than not in this tournament so far.
Asterisk.
How good is this? Little draw off that corner ball. He's going to have to play the cut back, but he's going to have to get enough pace in this for it to get to the hole. The problem with that is he might not be sitting on anything by the time he's finished here with this shot.
Head_sweat. Like Vince said, he had other issues to deal with. Lee Batsford, semi-pro. I leave balk balls quite a bit to help with position for break ball and it works for me.
Yep.
Cobra 4. I like balls up the table. Kabemf 2010 finals. Yeah, Hugh is the greatest VP4 journalist ever.
Let's see how that theory works as the tournament progresses, because I'll tell you something. You won't have to look far for somebody to remind you of what you've just said. I like to leave balls up the table for this, that and the next thing. The business end of straight pull is where you're looking, not up the table.
Word on the street, Cobra is playing tonight.
Well, he can play tonight.
Cobra 4. You are outvoted, Hugh.
Bullshit. He can play tonight. I'll be in bed at 8:30. I'm up at 2:30 in the morning.
Bedhead_sweat. Hugh can't play long shots, that's why.
That's right. I know my limitations, and they're getting wider and wider as the years go by. Well, back to the matter in hand. Albinario is 30 behind, and well, he has to make a hole in this deficit. There's no panic stations yet.
7 PM start.
Yeah, that's I'm not going to get that. No point in starting streaming it and then abandoning it halfway through.
Glorivictisp. Cobra runs the 200 within 45 minutes anyway. IMO. Kabemf 2010 finals. Cobra gonna be unbeat bail in this normal pockets. He makes narrow pockets like wide pockets. Taoist nomad. Start it earlier, Cobra.
Albinario goes to 12 in this visit, and we've still got a slight issue.
Cobra 4. It isn't that easy.
problem has been dealt with, and well,
Cobra 4.
what one's going to be the
I can
break ball?
start at 6 p.m. if needed.
That would be good.
Kabemv 2010 finals. Yeah, but you make it easy, lol.
So who's this new name then? Are they going to sit there hiding, or is it somebody I've overlooked before? Six ball could have been a break ball. In fact, it's in a pretty good position for a break ball. And it looks odds on it's going to be up the table, into the middle of the table.
Bedhead_sweat. If Albine is struggling, then so can Cobra.
That's going a wee bit straightish. She could have done with a wee bit more angle.
Cobra 4. Exactly.
But he's played it well, and it's not finished too great. He's got the 14. That's his single choice. Well, as I say, it's all very well to go on reputations. I mean, you know, all of these guys can pot balls, and all of these guys are pretty strong at most games, but the disciplines in this game are something that let's be honest, none of the guys are used to it, in terms of how good you have to pick out these balls, and a lot of occasions they're getting found out. We all are, because we don't play straight pool, and it's in this tournament is becoming a learning process.
Level on with Albi.
A learning process for everybody to pick their way better, make better choices, see different patterns, and I'm just hoping that it progresses like that through the tournament. I think it will. I think as it thins out and it gets to the nitty gritty stuff, you know, there's going to be a few sharks ending up in the one loss side at some point, and that's where the real hard work starts. And Albinario dealing with the ball down the table, which I like. That's gone. That's taken away Semi-Pro's potential shot to the break ball.
Potman 66. This table is bad for your narrow game. Glorivictisp. Sorry, can't start before 7, working until 6, then have to get baby to sleep.
Well, let's put the mockers in that, Cobra. Good luck.
Cobra 4. It was his only shot.
Now, the prime break ball is already
Cobra
sitting there.
4. No problem. Bedhead_sweat. Still think we'll see a handful of 100 plus breaks.
And that might be all you'll get. I reckon Steve's. I think this is. You know what it's like. You remember. You guys will remember if you're in the UK or you follow the snooker. But you remember last season. What's his name? Barry Hearn put up £1 million for to share between the pros if they got 20 147s during a season last season. Well, he's pulled the plug in that. He's taken that away. He'd done that obviously before this season, because I think there's been about 7 147s, maybe 7 or 8 this season so far. So they're obviously still well short of getting 20. And I think Steve Chaplin's the Barry Hearn of Virtual Pool 4, because I reckon he thinks his virtual dollars are pretty safe. He's not gonna fork out many virtual dollars, he thinks. And it might be a shrewd incentive by Steve Chaplin. This is a good break shot. And it's 31 on the board for Albinario.
Cobra 4. Did my first 100 this morning against Bill, but means nothing. Need to produce in tournaments.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I don't care how good a run you get when you're in a room practicing. It's what you do when it matters. But you've got a lot in your favour, Cobra. You move the ball pretty good, and with the minimum force, that's all you need just to keep tight control.
Sweat. Yeah, take that, Vince's tongue poking smiley. Restream.io. Trophy, congratulations. You've received 100 messages today with Restream chat.
Why does it read that as you've received? It's talking about me. It's I've received. You've received 100 messages. How does it? Why does it interpret it that way? That's what bugs me. That's a bug. So this is, I think this is really Albinario's first reasonable contribution in the whole match. At the right time though, and still counting. So the high run in the match is 50 by Bill, and that's under threat at the moment. And time marches ever onwards. It's now, what time is that? Just about 1:15 in the afternoon. So we are 95 minutes into the match. Little chance to nudge these off the 5, but that'll be the break ball going, I'm pretty certain. But that, how's that one sitting? Well, that's behind the pack, so that's no good. So the 11 looks like favourite, the 8 ball's a possibility. And everything's there to be picked off. I'll be keeping an eye on a few player strategies in this tournament from the conversation that we've had recently. I will be keeping a very close eye on these tactical discussions and seeing what evidence of it that we see in the matches to come. Well, there goes one break ball. 7 sitting in a triangle, and he's thought about it, and he's going to get rid of the 7.
Cobra 4. You'll see.
Well, he's just gone a wee bit too far for the 3. If he'd finished south of the 3 nearest us, he would have taken the 3 and 4, if that's the 4 up there. He would have got rid of them there, and now I think he's gone too far again. He can run through this time and take the 4 into the corner, or just kill it and take it into that top right hand corner. So, and those 2 balls are perfect for getting that last ball. Perfect to get on it. So Albinario running on
Lee Batsford,
44.
Semi-pro. You already seen from my first match how many times I left ball up balk end for using it for break ball.
Yeah, but with the greatest of respect, you weren't under any pressure. Let's see how the sphincter muscle tightens up as the tournament progresses. Bear in mind, you're the champion. You've got a title to defend, if I can speak English. And you've got guys in here who all fancy their chances with this setup.
Cobra 4. Position is simple from top end.
Oh, there's a lot of big confident talk going on here. Let's see if these guys can deliver. What's that saying? You can walk the walk, but can you talk the talk, or is it the other way around? Can you talk? You can talk the talk. I can't remember it now. Well, either or. It's what you do when it matters.
Lee Batsford, semi-pro. We all know Vince is the real champ here.
Well, he's not proved anything in the tournament because he couldn't be arsed signing up in it. So I don't care what you say. He can make it. He can make as many high runs as he wants outside the tournament. He's not in it.
2 LOL. _sweat.
The other saying
easier to get a correct angle on the break shot.
To use a dance
long break shots
comment.
Isn't a problem on these pockets. Lee Batsford, semi-pro. I got nothing to prove after beating Frankel twice. Laughing smiley.
Well, not Steve Davis. The darting comment, or the darting quote from the late great Eric Bristow is 147s for show, or 180s for show. 147s for show in snooker. In darts, it's doubles for dough.
Cobra 4.
147s in snooker for show. It's winning the world championship for dough. What the hell's happened? I mean, isn't that strange? That what's the name of the guy that won the snooker again? I've totally forgotten his name. Bankers something else. What was it? Somebody remind me his name. Something Ayres. I thought it began with a B. It wasn't Blunders, it wasn't Bankers, it was something. I bet you've all forgotten his name. And then a guy turns up out the blue, and quite clearly from
Bedhead _
first seeing it, Barkers, that's the one. I knew it was something like that. Blunders, Barkers.
4. Barkers 155.
There's a guy who probably only ever plays offline. To be honest, I think that's predominantly what he probably does, and he comes on here and he produces the goods, says thank you very much, I'll see you later, and he's never been back since. Anyway, the run is on 58, and the lead is building from Albinario. This is the sort of response that multiple world champions make, and that is too straight. Can he clip anything on this? Can he pinch it? Yeah, he's going to struggle. And the run has ended on 60. And all because that last vital shot went out of line. And again, more reason for me to be very sceptical about very high runs in this tournament. It is so bloody difficult. But it's a very strong contribution at a vital time for Albinario. Bill was threatening to get away with that 50 run that could have blossomed into something big. But now the match is in the balance.
Napnica 99. Stalker is the current mystery snooker guy.
Stalker, never heard of him. I don't think I've ever seen the name either. You think that's somebody else in disguise again? Well, that's not a bad shot. Is it? I think that, no, and then the more I look at it, the more Albinario can pot that. He can cut that down the table, but he's not going to be anything after it.
Stalker very good.
He's just going to have the safety. Yep, there's nothing doing but other than potting the 7 and just getting it safe. So, Albinario is going to try and lock this up tight, but he doesn't want to give Bill an escape route here if he can help it. Well, again, there's nothing wrong with that shot. He's just trying to feather the pack and get the distance in the cue ball. Perfectly reasonable enough shot.
Stalker is good, yes, but he only create rooms that no champs can enter.
And Bill's played a good one. Oh dear. I'm tired. We'll just stick that on the 11 ball, I would think. Oh, he's got to get the pace right. He's played it well.
Fire up an old account, semi.
Well,
Cobra 4. He made Stubbs rage quit in Tony.
Yeah, where is Stubb? That's what we're just asking. Where the hell's Stubb been? He's probably still in bed. That's a good thing about having a match at this time. You keep Stubb out here.
Truly, but wins Sunday snooker every week.
Well, Mr.Bill, has he got the angle on that 5 to get there? He's gone for the bank. I never even noticed he'd called the bank. How's his luck? It's not very good. Well, it's not bad if you can see the 6. Yep, he's okay. I think he can see the 6. Well, that goes every day, that one. Sunday Snooker's died a complete death. You know what Sunday Snooker needs? Sunday Snooker needs a tactical genius to run it. That's what fucking Sunday Snooker needs. Excuse my French. I mean, having a tournament with just 2 people in it every Sunday. I used to have to lock the doors to keep people out of Sunday Snooker. God's sake. It's a bloody embarrassment, Sunday Snooker now. Mind you, of course, the thing is now that the thing that puts a lot of folk off is sitting about for an hour. I mean, we used to have it week after week where you'd have somebody win their match, you know, 2 quick frames in like half an hour, and then they're sitting for 90 minutes waiting on some other pair of numpties finishing their match, and then the tournament runs on to 5 hours. That happened more than enough. That's the perils of having a half decent field in a snooker tournament that starts at 7 o'clock. Well, need I say it, this is another important contribution we're waiting on from Bill here. Again, first target is to get rid of the deficit before the end of this visit, and then build on it from there if he can. Closer look. 9 ball is perfect. 12 ball isn't bad. $15 gets dealt with, and once again we're down at the vital couple of shots. Well, if he's taking 11, which obviously he has to, he's got to get an angle off this 10. It's a must, and that's all gone more or less wrong. He's going to have to chip this in, and the cue ball's going to be running, and I don't think he likes the idea. He's more inclined to leave the angle for the 10 to come into the back of the pack, or catch a corner ball if he can. And this is, again, you don't slam this, because you must, first priority is to make sure the 10 ball's going to go in. If you slam it, anything can happen. And he's missed a 10. Commentator's curse raises its ugly head again, and the visit ends in 12. And what's more,
Glory
Bill is still trailing.
Rush
Yep.
that.
Got to get yourself set. It's an important ball. I mean, it looks an easy enough cut, and it's all gone pear-shaped. And Albinario now with an open invitation to build up that lead. Well, there's a rarity. Jay Lee coming into the room. He only ever appears to enter a tournament, losing a tournament, and then disappear again, and then sign up for the next one and appear when his room's up and disappear when he loses that one. That's Samurai, multiple named nutcase as far as I can see. That's me talking out loud again. Thinking out loud. See, I even got that wrong. Well, this is going to be painful for Bill, because that was a good chance that he's blown. I mean, it was still a half decent break ball, albeit going into the back of the pack, but got to pay more attention to the shot, because the cue ball takes care of itself in that shot. There's nothing else you need to do other than make sure you get the pot. But the biggest concern is always running into that flat back pack and getting nothing, just lying there. Now, what's Albinario trying to do here? Well, he'll tell you what he's trying to do. He's trying to make a difficult cut on that 6, or he's trying to do likewise with the 13 to get out of jail here. And he's got away with it. He's got a combo down the rail when he needs to. Doesn't need to worry about that as long as he just leaves the cue, but he could deal with it now if he wanted. And there goes the problem ball up the table. Now does he want to roll through and play the combo? 5 balls not doing very much where it's sitting, but he has that issue to get dealt with. Well, he's going to play the break off the 7, just a little nudge, or is he cutting the 15? Well, why is he not dealing with the 9 and the 1? I'll tell you something, these guys are seeing things totally different from the way I'm seeing it. Well, the 9 goes, it would have been part of that combo that he could have taken, but he's doing it his way. He's won enough doing it his way. But now, where's the break ball?
4. No break ball.
You know, that's, well, he could have if he'd played, you know, if he just nudged those off the 7. He could have created a break ball, but again, Albinario wants to do it his way, but perfect angle just to pot that 7 into the middle there and just a little brush onto them to try and move them better into play, but now he's got nothing. He's going to have to get, well, I don't know where he's going to end up for this 7 ball if he's playing for it, but I mean, you end up here, you can cut it in and get into the pack, so that'd be one way. If he's going back the way he can't pot the 7 and come off the rail into the pack because the middle pocket knuckles there. It's difficult to see a shot, and he's ended up dead straight, so this is going to run, and not always the best way to get into the break shot, and it's landed pretty good though. Again, the pace was good, and he's brought 4 or 5 balls into play. He's also got the 8 ball there, which if he gets good in it, he can take care of that cluster. Every one of these is giving Bill pain as he watches Albinario stretch his lead. Can break them off the 1 as well. Well, that's just nudged more of them into play. Now, there's nothing set in those 3, so again he can take the risk and break them with a 15, and that's it, just a little feather and the problem's been dealt with, because well, he can drop onto the 2, take it long, or he can have a little nudge again if he gets a chance. He might be able to cut the 2 now. Is he not able to cut the 2 now? No, forget that idea. Well, we saw a good end to the best match of the tournament so far, which was the last match that I streamed, and that was the one between Mooncake and Bedhead. And Bedhead had the chance, I think, of the high run of the tournament. It fell short by what did he fall? What did he fall short by? About 6, or was it 1? I can't remember. And Bedhead was looking very good, and then we got to the business end. Mooncake got a chance, and it needed a reasonable visit, which he managed to construct a run out from, and was by far and away the best match to watch in this tournament from what we've seen so far. But this one here still has the potential to build up to something like that, and Albinario building up a lead and building up a run at a vital time. And the 12 ball is, I think that's just outside It's pretty tight, and it's also just on the point of the pack, so it's not great where it's sitting unless you can get really good on it. Again, the obvious one would be the 13 from the middle of the table. Cut the 13 off the side rail. That looks as if it might be it. Now Albinario with this shot can kill the cue ball stone dead there and leave that angle. That is pretty good. Maybe a wee bit of help in English, not much, because you don't want to put too much on it. Well, he's got a shot. The 2 ball goes. Nothing else does though, apart from a cut back in the 9. And he might need to get across the table 2 rails here to come out for the 6. Well, he's got the pace right. He's avoided having to do that. So now he builds again. The run goes to 30. He's on the 10 and can nudge a few. Not that he really needs to. Well, there's the escape shot there, right there, that 11 ball over the pocket, and that may well last there for the rest of this run, unless he wants to take it away, but it's an emergency backup. And now there's another secondary issue where the 5 and the 7 are sitting. We've got the 9 ball as a good candidate for the break shot at the moment, and a little pot in this 15 and a little brush in the 3, and he'll be holding on at least 3 balls into this bottom right. Well, he's brushed onto the 1, has just knocked it into the triangle. This is an interesting setup to see how he copes with what's left here, because he's still got the problem on the left rail. And now the little nudge, I don't think it's done him anything though. It hasn't worked out. The double kiss has just locked to 7 pretty much exactly where it was. I mean, that is not a difficult combo right now. He might as well have a go at it. I mean, it's not difficult. And that's the problem. Been dispatched. 9 ball still the candidate. Now, what would be the one that's good to get to that 9? Assuming that that's going to be his break ball, that is. I don't think he can run the 1 in without running into the 9. I think he's less inclined to take that. Well, he could pot the 4, run through, take the 5, leave the cue ball there and take the 3. That would seem to be the obvious shot. Right, he wants the 1 out of the triangle. The 3's in the triangle as well. I don't know why he didn't do what I said. He could have dealt with that, and then he'd have been on the one off the 3 ball. See the cue balls just moving up the table. I think he's ended up pretty straight in the 5. So, is he going to run to the rail or play the little stun up the table? Because if he's running to the rail, he needs to get right out into the middle. And that looks pretty good. The run goes to 42. The break ball is sitting perfect. And the lead grows ever bigger for Albinario. And that is a perfect pace for the break shot. Keeps the cue ball in play. Okay, it's squirted away to safety, but absolutely no danger of going near a pocket. And remember that chance that, but it seems a long time ago now, but that chance that Bill had, and this is what's resulted from it. And this is why it's painful to watch if you're sitting in Bill's corner. And all the time it's thinking and been 100% of exactly what you're doing next, and maybe for the next couple of shots, so that you know exactly where the cue ball has to be. Maybe a chance now to get rid of the 13. What is it, the 13 or the 11? It's the 11. He might run through, or can he drop on that 2 ball? The 2 ball goes. I mean, there's just a bit of careful thought needed here. I mean, obviously the balls are all open, but there's a little bit of manoeuvring needing done just to get things picked off right. That shot there has taken care of it, especially that he's now got a choice of break balls, the 5 and the 8. Can he see the 5? He would have loved to see the 5. It's now got to be the cut. Well, that now ties the high run for the match. The run has gone to 50, and the lead is what? Is that 49 or something like that? What is it? I can't count. No, it's more than that. Is it 59? Somebody do arithmetic here because my head's spinning. But it's pretty much, the lead is pretty much the bulk of this run.
1158.
Yeah.
60.
It's a big chunk of this this visit that Albinario's made right now. Now there is an issue. We still have the 8 and the 2, the 8 and the 5, and now he can deal with the issue, and that's a good shot, because that's getting rid of the 2, and it's going to be the 1 and out into the table for the 8. And once again the pace, just a nice stun, a soft stun draw, I like to call them, off the rail in his prime position again. And how's he finished? Well, he's got the 7. And Albinario, unfortunately for him, has not got enough balls or enough points needed. I think to get the high run, he only needs, well, what does he need now? 14 points to see this match out, and well, he's strong favourite to do that, and his run could well be whatever he has in counting. Bit like a not out batsman at cricket, it could be. But it's another proof of the strength of Albinario's mindset when a threat has been posed. Now, admittedly,
Graham Hicks stuck on 98 asterisk.
Admittedly, Bill shot himself in the foot more than once, I think, and not been scoring heavy enough, which you have to do against guys like Albinario, because once you rile them up enough and give them enough chances, he's going to do something like this. And all this little gentle movement of the cue ball, keeping it in close, a little nudge here or there if needed, a little brush in the 10, perfect. Now 9 ball could possibly be the break ball. He needs 9, so he's going to need a break shot. The run now 65. And now it looks like, I mean, this is in the defence of Cobra and Semi-Pro. This is actually not a bad situation where that 3 ball is for the break shot. It would have been, but obviously the 1 is handy as well. So that's like one occasion where the way the 9 balls lie in that 3 ball was good as a second last ball. He's just gone just a wee bit more than he would have liked here. He would have liked it to have been parallel for comfort's sake, but he's needing 3 for the win, and he's got them. And this has been a strong finish from Albinario, and that makes a bit of a statement, because he was under threat on a couple of occasions. He was behind and he managed to chip it back, and now from Bill's last visit, Bill's last shot was a long while ago, and Albinario is seeing the match out with a very good run of 73, and that will take him through to round 3. So it's impressive enough to let you guys know out there that he's pretty damn good at most games at this game, let's be honest. So he's well in with a shout. So Albinario wins the match by 200 points to 118, and it certainly didn't look like that about an hour and a half ago. So well done to Albinario. Good luck to Bill.
Thanks for streaming, Hugh.
And let's have a quick look at the bracket, guys.
66. Cheers.
We'll see this once it refreshes. Albinario is through to round 3, and sorry, yeah, he is through to round 3, and he's waiting to play McClarkey, who plays at a fair pace usually. Won his first match fairly comfortably against Johnny Laris, and McClarkey is again not to be taken lightly, so it should be a good match. We've got Snake Eyes against Larry in round 3, another good match. Now Larry knows he's going to have to get his shooting gear sorted out. Then we've got Keith against Mr. Fox. That is due by the 27th, so there's still plenty of time. There's no panic stations. And then of course we've got the match between Cobra and LS3. That's going to be later on tonight at 7 PM. I won't be there for that. I'll be probably, well I will, I'll be in the room, but I'll probably be watching the snooker as well and seeing some of it. We've got Fast Eddie and Stubb. Goodness knows what's going to happen there. Stubb's been sent a few potential match times, which I think he's declined. We've got Mark Shark, who's through, again comfortably through against Gung Ho for round 3. We've got Chiku, who, like I did say, it ended up being a forfeit, although the match did seem to start according to that, but Squirter had had enough. That's what I'm interpreting as that. He's to play Sergaresh in round 2, and Biggs is lined up with Bankster. Dirty Harry with Dirties. Hazard is through against VP Monster, and Acero is lined up against Wanwa. I hope I could see that match, but it's going to be probably unlikely because Acero's in Japan, and well, one was he's in Italy, you know. Then you've got Tommy Yu against Semi Pro, and we've got the winner of the match between Bedhead and Mooncake. Mooncake is through to round 3, and he's going to be playing full race. So that is it. There's nothing. Oh well, wait a minute. We've got one set on the one loss side, and when is that? December the 22nd. Is that Tuesday? Is anybody still here? Or he's all buggered off. This is what the hell's the day's date? Is this the 20th? Right, so that'll be Tuesday. If that's Tuesday, I'll be able to get that one loss side match, because I'll be off. And with that, guys, I know you're not here now. I know you've buggered off and left me, but thanks for watching. It's been enjoyable. It was a good match, a good strong finish. Guys and girls, or ladies and gents, shall we say, not forgetting Gloria.
_ as an underscore. Nah, we hear tongue poking smiley.
It's been a pleasure. So, the usual. I don't know when the next match is going to be. Well, I do, apart from that one loss side match that I hope to get. If it is Tuesday evening, I'll be here. Don't worry about that. It's been great doing this, joining us on this Monday. So until we meet again, take care, stay safe, keep your distance, wear your mask, and I will see you again soon. And also, if I don't see you again soon, have a Merry Christmas. It's been the worst bloody year yet I can remember. Let's hope the next one